Okay, we should be starting and now. Okay, so we're gonna create a new Microsoft Intune document, and as you guys already know, the old version is no longer free, no longer available with Azure SaaS. We were able to activate it in the previous sessions and previous years by activating it through the intra admin center, or formerly known as active Azure Active Directory. Um, in this session here, I'm going to show you guys how to quickly create it. I've had some questions and people asking on how to create it now. There are some workarounds that I found out and was able to troubleshoot and finally had it working. So I'm going to go ahead and show everybody how I've done that. We're going to start by going into what is Intune. I'm not going to go over the whole overview, but I am going to kind of explain to you where all this comes from and how you do it. So what is Intune? I'm not going to explain everything about it, but you guys know the gist of things. This is where we would go ahead and read into what Intune does and how it works and supports different hybrid and remote workforces and their challenge with managing different devices that access to resources. Again, this is more of like you can take a look at the self-help and what is in the fundamentals of what is Intune. So I'm gonna go ahead and you know move a little fast forward a little bit just so that you guys have a gist of what's going on with and how it gets done. First thing I want to do is go back here and we're gonna go to uh try walk through and evaluate and try Intune. I'm gonna click on that and we're gonna go all the way down to sign up for a free Intune try Microsoft Intune for free. Uh, Scroll down and navigate to the Intune setup account page. This right here is going to bring us to it's going to bring us to an Intune trial starting your free first month. So what I'm going to do is before I start it, I'm going to go ahead and read about it, show you how we get about. Again, if you already have an account set up with another Microsoft service using your email, you can choose to sign in with that, or you can choose to sign in, use the account with the Intune trial, or you can create a new account. And again, assuming that we're going to create a new account, we're going to get everybody to create a new account this way. Unfortunately, our developer accounts weren't feasible enough to get this done. So if we scroll down a little bit, stop that there. So we are going to close that. Okay. All right. So as we go down, we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to create this new intro to start your free month trial today. It's not necessarily going to be exactly the same like we did in the past, where we created the Intune account, just an account itself, an E3 and E5 license, and the environment is just basically straightforward. Create the Intune account trial, which allows us and gives us the opportunity to actually use Enter ID and Admin Center. So, which was kind of cool, especially when I was doing this. Again, you're just going to need a credit card on the side, you know, where we're not going to be using any money. And again, I'll show you guys how to, make sure that our credit cards are charged. With this free account, we get 30 days as of today. So today would be let's say the 28th of January, 30 days from today. And we're also able to actually extend it. And I'll actually show you guys how to extend that later on. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of walk you through the steps. It's pretty straightforward. We're going to go ahead and, get you started. So before I get you started, I'm just going to roll by, set up the account. Once the account is set up, and again, guys, we are going to create a new one. So, we can still use our emails. But again, we are going to set up a new account. And even if we have an existing account like our developers, we are still going to create a new account and go from there. Once we have set up that new account and we decided on what we wanted to name, This is where you're going to end up putting your name, phone number, company size, and region, and then review the remaining information as per the form that comes out. Once that's done, you will get a verification code. And again, this is when you're putting in your phone number. You'll be challenged with a text or a call me. Both work. Both options are great. We see that a lot of people are using the text me option. So this is where you're going to put your phone number and your country code. So if your country is in the States, you're going to use States. And if your country is in Canada, and so forth. Once that's done, we're going to enter in that verification code here. Once it pops up, we're going to enter it and then verify that. Once you were challenged and verified, you're going to then add your name, username, and domain. And again, guys, I'll show you. I'm just going to review it a little bit before we actually go ahead and get our hands dirty. So this is where you're going to create your username and your domain. Again, your domain could be anything. It doesn't matter what it is, but it must be could be your first name, last name dot on Microsoft.com. Could be, your favorite country, your favorite food, whatever you want, whatever your heart's desire. Again, you can use that for the domain name. And again, your username is usually your first name or just your first name admin or whatever you want it to be, right? But typically we use our first name or last name. Once that's done, you're going to go ahead and click next. And again, guys, where I'm just showing you now, I'm rolling by, just giving you a little bit of visual. This is basically directly from our Microsoft page, which is kind of cool. After the account's been created, you'll see your username. And again, this is where we are going to sign up for it. And you'll see the username to log into your Intune. And additionally, receive an email from the email that you put in. And again, you're going to use an email that you trust. It's personal and yours. It could be a Gmail, it could be a Hotmail, it could be a Yahoo. It doesn't matter, whatever your email is, just make sure that you put in an email that you already have that's active and personal to you so that you are the only one that's receiving those emails. In a production environment, obviously, you're going to put the admin or the director of IT or the project manager, the manager or director of IT, which would be your best bet, or CFO. Or finance, whoever's in charge of that, your best bet. Honestly, in a production environment, I would still use the director of IT. The director of IT is the one that's in charge, so he'll be in charge of any thing. I'll put your system admin. I'll put obviously employees because employees do come and go, and making sure that we put somebody that's a little higher than you in a production environment. Again, because since we are in a test environment, we are going to put ourselves, so make note of that as well too. Okay, once you've gone ahead and started and get started, you're going to take the information of your username and put it onto a notepad or paper or wherever you want. Make sure that's sent to you with your password, and you're going to keep that with you and dear to your heart every day, because that's going to be your login and password for 30 days. Once you have that information, you're going to go ahead and input the following address, intune.microsoft.com. And this is actually pretty good. We're going to keep that option. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate the tab so that it's part of your top 3 lists. I would say I would always use my intune.microsoft.com. And these are some great show you some sites. These are some sites that we can use that are pretty cool. I'll go ahead and bring up okay, and then once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and put in that sign in and then go back to the previous page. At this point, we're going to go ahead and start it just so that we're, get our hands dirty. So what I want you to do is go to the navigate to setup account page, step 1. We're going to click on that. All right. And that's going to bring you to that plan 1. And this is what we want to use as the trial based plan 1. And this will allow us to start a free 1-month trial today. And you're going to go ahead and enter in your email address of choice. And again, you can add any email address that you want. I'm going to go ahead and put my email address. Start with that and click next. And I'm going to set up an account. I'm not going to change my email. I want to set up my account. And again, before I set up my account, I just want to run by that it does allow for 25 users and 1 month free trial, which includes the same features as the paid feature. And again, this is what the highlights are. And again, you must be a global compliance or billing admin. If you don't meet those requirements, contact the sales. And this is something that you can read up on the side. But again, just want to make sure that you have 25 users for 1 month. And later on, I am going to show you how to extend it. So not to worry, you will have it for 2 months. Unfortunately, this is all we can do at this point because of circumstances and the way Microsoft designed it. So there's not much we can, do in terms of extension. So you'll see 2 months at most. So we are going to set up the account. And this is where you're going to put all your name. So you're going to put your first name and last name. Optional if you do have a middle name. Put your business phone number. So you're going to put your phone number. Okay. And put your company name. My company name is 96, and I'm going to say that. And I'm located in Canada. So if you are located in the States, you're going to use States. If you're located in India, you're going to put India. If you're located in Canada, you're going to put Canada. And if you're located in Russia, you're going to put Russia. If you're located in Moldova, you're going to put Moldova, and Mexico, and so forth, right? So we are located in Canada, everyone. So we're going to put Canada. I usually don't check anything because I don't want them to call me. I just don't need them to call me right now. Again, this is more of an educational video for you guys, and there's no promotions that I want. And I don't want them to share my information, so I'm going to go ahead and just click next. Again, this is our security check. So you're going to have a phone handy with you. You have a smartphone, iPhone, BlackBerry, whatever phone you have. And I'm going to choose the option to text. You can also choose the option to call. But in this case, we're going to choose text and send verification code. Okay. Once my verification code comes on the other end and then confirm that, I'm now going to type that in. And then verify. Right. This is where your domain comes in. And again, I'm just going to shorten it up. I'm just going to put my first name, or you can do first name admin. You can do admin. You can do global admin. You can do whatever you want, your heart's desire. I'm just going to put my first name, right? My first name, Sal. And typically, I'm just going to put my domain name. I'm just going to keep it uniform because I like to keep things uniform. And I'm going to put the month. So this is going to be February. 02, so say 02, 02/24, 2024. Again, this doesn't have to be the same. You can use anything you want. You can use your favorite country, things that you're proud of, or company name or personal name. You Sal, right? And then one, and then save it. If it confirms, you'll see a green check mark. If not, just make sure that you save it. So you're going to put the month and the year. So we're going to be at February 2024. Save. But before we do that, we need to put a password. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new password. The password is personal. And then click next. So this is where your confirmation details are set up. Save this information on a paper. Again, save this information on a paper. I usually go ahead and save this information on a paper with the password so that I can start or save or print. They will email it to you, so make sure you check your emails once that's for your confirmation. This is your order number. At this time, we're going to go ahead and save this information onto a notepad or anywhere on your phone or on a piece of paper and use that for sign in. So I'm going to go ahead and save and print, or I can save it to a notepad or wherever your heart desire it and use that for signing it. So I'm going to go ahead and now click start using Microsoft Plan 1 trial. Okay. And this is where, like I was telling you guys earlier on, the Microsoft dashboard does come up. And again, we are prompted for identity, which is, again, one of the main sites. And this is where we still have our Azure Active Directory, which was kind of cool. You know, we are still using it. So it is something that we are still using. And again, we still have the compliance security. But I don't have to go through this whole list. But again, this is our endpoint manager. And our endpoint manager should now open with the correct credentials. I'm going to go ahead and take that information and copy that information from my other side of the computer, paste that there, enter, and click next. This is where I'm going to go ahead and type in my password, and then hit enter. Okay. And we have our Intune Management Center. This is our Intune portal. We will still the same again. Everything is similar. I'm going to take you down to the tenant administration. Our tenant administration is an important part and detail of the admin center, obviously. And we are, this is our service date release, which is 2024. Just came out this month. So year and month 2401, total license, 25 licenses. And our account status is active. And again, our tenant location, again, depending on the location or geography, I don't have to go through the whole geography aspect of it, but according to that, your tenant location should all be similar, unless you're in a different location. Your tenant name, the authority, release date, and so forth. So let's go back to the devices. And here's the device list. The only thing we're going to need, and this is also important, guys, because we can't enroll specific devices. In order to enroll specific devices, we're going to need the Entra ID Premium subscription. And we've gone already and touched base on what this is and why we use it and how we use it and stuff and whatnot. And in previous batches, again, we used to use the enterprise mobility and security pricing. That's no longer free. I don't know if you guys can see my screen here, but it's no longer free. Unfortunately, this is a paid program. So we used to go to our Entra admin center in the product and just click on it and give it to us for 180 days. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. So what we're gonna have to do is purchase this using our tenant that we've used already. Just make note, our plan 1 are solutions that are included in the following versions of Microsoft 365, E3, E5, and Mobility Plus E5 and E3. Just make sure of that and note that, and that your Windows 10 or Windows 11 machines enroll the device into Intune. You have a minimum of 8 gigs. You have a minimum of 4 gig processor. We're talking about physical laptop. So you're going to go ahead and go to your system information here and go into your system info, open the system info. And if you guys can see, I can see that'll have your information. So again, system information. So your system information will tell you and this is simple. You just go to run. go to run or search the following for the above information. And again, we're looking for the word system information. So in that, again, that'll display all the options here. Unfortunately, I can't bring it over to my other screen, but it's pretty straightforward. Everybody's seen it before, and that'll have all the information that you're gonna need in terms of system name, model, SKU, processor, you know, BIOS version, install memory, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Again, make sure you have a minimum of 4-core processor, which is approximately 8 logical processors, a minimum of 8 GB RAM. Make sure you have a minimum of 8. And again, even if you are trying to create this environment on a VMware, not your physical laptop, again, for the deployment of auto enrollment or ESP or et cetera, just make sure you have that and you have a minimum of about 80 to 100 GB free space. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to create the Entra ID premium subscription. Again, this is pretty straightforward. We're going to go to Microsoft, sorry, admin.microsoft.com, enter. It's always good to have these listed, admin.microsoft.com, entra.microsoft.com, and intune.microsoft.com. That way you have these open at all times and every day, and just keep these as your favorite option, or 3 favorite sites. So we're going to go ahead and go to the settings. And again, with this option, you don't need a credit card. This is where we're going to be needing a credit card, everyone. So just to make sure you have your credit card ready, you're going to go to your products, do your licenses first. Okay, this is your license. Again, this is free. You don't need a credit card, but we still need that credit card in order to provide the option of automatic enrollment, MDM. And again, I'll show you guys again where that comes from. And this allows you again to enroll our devices. Without that, we can't. All right. So we'll go to your products, and we are typically looking for, and again, you guys know this already, when we used to go to Identity Manager and we used to go to licenses, we had the old style of enterprise mobility and security pricing. Fortunately, we don't have that anymore. There's nothing we can do about that. It's just Microsoft. They didn't like us. They didn't like the fact that we're constantly using it. There's a lot of changes that have been happening lately, and they are in the middle of changing things around again. It is what it is. But there's different ways and options and whatnot to kind of get those licenses available. And I will show you how to get them. Where is it? Let me see. Methods. Licenses. Sorry, guys, give me 1 second. And again, this will expire on the 27th. Again, you just click on it and make a note of it before the 27th or on the 27th. Just make sure that you guys extend that date. That way it's extended and you're ready to go. And what so this is the area we're going to be extending it. Again, guys, don't worry, this is free, there's no license available, but for the option, like I mentioned before, we need that Entra ID premium subscriber license. So in Entra ID, we're going to scroll down all the way to licenses, go to all products and try and buy. And we're going to go to free trial and then activate. Again, you're going to need your credit card for this. Okay. It's pretty straightforward. You are signed in with your Intune account. Just continue. Don't create a new account. This is a mistake that a lot of people make. This is also going to be a trial that's based on that trial for your organization. So again, in this point, we're just for educational purposes. We're going to go ahead and click continue. And you are going to try now. We're checking to make sure we can offer you that. So starting the trial, continue. And we are going to put it in our details. This is where we're going to put in our details. I'm not going to put in the details here, but I want you guys to make note that this is where the rest of you guys can go ahead and fill in them in, rest of the details. After that's done, again, and put in your credit card, you should be able to, get that Intune portal, that Entra ID premium subscriber package, which will allow you to configure the devices for automatic enrollment and whatnot. I'm just going to stop from here. Again, this is something that you guys will do on your end. Just make sure you put your correct details. Once you've put in your correct details, see if I can put that in for you guys quickly in the video, just to kind of put that back. Save. Province, Ontario. Save. And again, you're going to follow the instructions. Once you've done that, save that, right? You put in your billing, and then you are going to now go back to activate. Once you've put that in, it should activate it right now. And then at that point, the verification check should work. We're going to try this again after I've inputted my details. And we're going to hit continue. That's it. And this is where it's going to ask you to put in a payment method. So you're going to go ahead and fill in your payment methods. And I'm just going to stop the video from here and show you another one that I've done. Got one set up already. Let me get that going for you guys. 1 second. Okay. This is one I've already done. And I'm going to go ahead and click enter. And I'm going to hit next. I'll put that password in if I can remember it. Yeah, it should be the. Okay, never. Okay, and because I have it set up, I don't want to use Authenticator, but you set up your Authenticator app all the time. See if I can use my phone number with that method. This takes a little bit too long. So I'm going to enter in those credentials. I mean, the verification code that comes up in your phone. And once I do that, I should be able to verify that. Okay, I've now verified that, and I will go into Admin Center once I've done that. And okay. I'd enter, then go to devices. So this is one that I've already created already. Close that, close that, close that. Please ignore the errors and go to Windows. Windows. Oh, oh, sorry. I'm going to sign in with a different account. I'm going to sign in on that. So you guys get the gist of that. So let's see if I can get you guys in. Again, my apologies, but once I get you guys in, I should be. Here, let me close the rest here. Close these other windows. Close this window. Close this window. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to Employment Manager. Next. Okay, once I've signed in, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I wanted to show you guys. Unfortunately, I had a little bit of technical issues, but again, this is basically just the things. You go to Windows. There's my device already compliant, and then my Windows enrollment. Okay, devices, Windows enrollment, automatic enrollment. And there's my configure. So having the Entra ID P2 will allow you to see this part. If not, then, and this is where you're going to need your credit card information. So again, this is the way things are for that aspect of it. And again, it'll allow you to create the different policies and whatnot, and you know, different things that you should have in your environment in order for us to go ahead and continue off. So I'm going to end the video from here. I just want to thank you guys again for taking the time, and hope this session was very informative for everyone, and hope to see you guys soon with your own accounts.